So I decided to wake up at 6 o'clock this morning. Now, why did I decide to subject myself to that level of discomfort? It's because these past few months I felt stagnant. Okay, now I've said this plenty of times on this channel, and this is something that you can probably relate to having clicked on this video, but my biggest fear in life is plateauing. Reaching a point where I have nowhere else to go but down. I lose sleep over the thought of not growing as a person and not growing my brand, not being able to expand beyond where I am. Okay, I lose sleep metaphorically and literally. Last night I got 3 hours of sleep because I wanted to wake up at 6 a.m. I realized that in order to overcome that feeling of stagnation, I needed to do something different. You see, something that my journey has taught me and something that I've learned from observing other people on their journeys to success is that if you continue to do the same things, you'll only get to the same places you've already been. If I want to elevate myself and my brand to a different level, I have to elevate myself in such a way that I'm doing things that I haven't done before or that I haven't sustained before. Now, this is something that I've been wanting to do for a while, okay, waking up at 6 a.m. But I decided not to do it. Why is that? Because I was afraid. Okay, I was afraid of my own potential. You see, something that I've realized, and this might resonate with you, is that our egos are afraid of our own potential, especially if you're somebody who's into self-development as much as I am. Okay, when you have that degree of potential, you can do anything you want to do, be anything you want to be, and you're aware of your power. Your ego will do any and everything that it can to stop you from fulfilling that potential, because fulfilling your potential means that you are going to change, your situation is going to change, and your ego's job is to keep you safe. A great analogy for this would be a lot of people's parents. Okay, a lot of you may be able to relate to this, but a lot of people's parents try to make them take the safe route. They encourage them to go to college, to get a degree, get a good job, work a 9 to 5, until they can retire at 65 and then start living their lives. Because that's what they did, and that's what their parents did, and so on and so forth. Your parents don't do that because they hate you and they don't want to see you happy. They do it because they would rather see you safe and secure, even if it comes at the expense of your potential and fulfillment and happiness. Now, for me personally, that's a decision that I couldn't live with. I could not accept the idea of working a normal job, doing normal people things, and living a normal life, being a normal person. I just couldn't accept it. My mind would not allow me to accept it, even though there is still a part of me today that wonders, man, I wonder if I would be happier if I just lived a normal life. But truth be told, I know that that's not true. I know that that's not true because every day when I turn this camera on and I talk to you guys and I share this wisdom with you guys, I feel a different sense of joy than I could ever feel working at any job, that I could ever feel with any degree. And that's not to say that that's a bad path. Okay, if that's something that you want to do for your life, if it's something that piques your interest, then you should do it. But for me, and for I'm sure a lot of you guys, that's not the move. Understand that when you go off the beaten path, when you go against what tradition says, when you go against what your parents say, what your friends say, when you go on your own path, carve your own path, become a leader in your life, become the main character, that can be uncomfortable. But you have to learn to embrace discomfort. You have to learn to embrace discomfort and embrace the growth mindset. When you go to the gym, you are purposely subjecting your body to discomfort for the sake of growth. Okay, when you feel sore the next day, you know that that's a good thing. You know that your body is adapting to your situation. It's adapting to the new workload that it has to take on, the new challenges that it has to face, the new adversity that it has to deal with. In the same way, when you subject your mind to different challenges, such as waking up earlier, taking cold showers, doing little things like that, that right there will allow you to grow mentally into the person that you need to become to carve your own path and become a leader in this life. You see, you can't be a leader but have a follower mindset. You have to have a leader mindset, a leader mentality. Dare I say alpha mentality. I don't use that word very frequently, but I think it fits pretty well in this scenario. Okay, you have to be willing to take charge of your own life, be assertive in your own life. And for someone like me, I can't speak for everyone, but for someone like me, that's a very uncomfortable task to take on. I was always a very quiet, shy, submissive dude growing up. And what I realized is that that never got me anywhere. The turning point in my life was my 20th birthday. My 20th birthday, I was sitting in the car and I was down atrocious. Okay, I was down atrocious. I remember having a conversation with myself about how down bad I was in life. I remember asking myself, how is it that I haven't made any progress in life from age 13 to age 20? How is that possible? What happened in those 6 to 7 years? Nothing happened because I didn't take action. I just accepted what was given to me. I never took control of my life. I never took the initiative to level up myself and stop making excuses for myself. And if you don't embrace discomfort and take responsibility for your life, you'll never get to see what lies on the other side of your ego, which is infinite potential. You have infinite potential within you. Anything that you can visualize in your mind, you can manifest in your reality, and I'm living proof of that. Okay, if you could sit here and watch my journey and tell me that manifestation isn't real, then hey, I'm not gonna argue with you. There's nothing I can do for you personally. But I know that for the people that have seen my journey, you can't sit here and say that manifestation isn't real, man. You can't convince me for sure. I know it because I live it every single day. And by me taking this action to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning today, and like I said, that's relative. For somebody who wakes up at 4 o'clock in the morning every day, I slept in. But for me, 6 a.m. is massive action. For me to take that level of massive action in my life and embrace discomfort in the capacity that I did today, that right there is me manifesting a new version of myself. The version of myself that is already where I want to be in life. And that's what manifestation is all about. Transforming into a new version of yourself and allowing that new version of yourself, your best self, to inherit your best life. When you go on ESPN, you don't expect to see children's TV shows on there like you would on Disney Channel. Because you're on ESPN, you expect to see sports-related content, generally speaking. In the same way, when you become your best self, you start to expect different in your outer reality, and your outer reality will bridge the gap. God, the universe, whatever you believe that higher power, that divine power to be, even science. You can even chalk it up to your own subconscious mind, putting things together when you're not paying attention. It will organize all of the events, all of the people that you need to come across on your journey in order to get you to that next level. Because the universe likes congruency. Your ego likes congruency. When you can convince your ego that you have become a new person, that you've transcended your old self, that you've become your best self, at least for now. Okay, your best self is really you leveling up every single day. When you can convince your ego that you have transcended your old self, your reality will have no choice but to match it. Okay, you'll start getting new ideas. You'll start to be drawn to different types of people, different environments. That's something that I noticed on my journey. I realized after a certain point that I had outgrown the city that I grew up in. No offense to Louisville. Okay, I grew up in Louisville. I love Louisville. But I outgrew that city. I had to move on to bigger and better things. And I'll continue to move on to bigger and better things as I continue to evolve. And the way that I'm going to continue to evolve is by embracing discomfort.